Family means to me words that like you can't describe. They're people that love and care for you, people that'll never leave you, you stick together with them, and people that just like make you laugh.
We had 2 children, 5th and 7th grade, and we had just had a baby boy. And one day I was driving down the road, and all of a sudden on Z88 came an adoption announcement for a seminar to learn more about adoption. Adoption had never ever been on my radar, but as God would have it, it really struck my heart. And so I went home and I said to Jeff, oh my word, I don't know why I'm so affected by this, but I am. I would pray in the morning, God, are you sure you're calling? Like, did you dial the wrong number? Because are you sure you're calling me? I have a baby already and 2 other children. And God would say, yes, I am. And here's how I'm going to show you.
So I said, this doesn't make any logical sense. If it's from God, I'm going to start praying about it. And I prayed the same prayer as Debbie. Please, God, show me that this is something we're supposed to be doing. And he made it very clear. I'll never forget, I was at the airport one day, and there was this just family commotion going on by the gate, and I just put my head down for about a minute to pray, God, I don't know what you're asking me to do here, but just please confirm it. And I looked up, and there was a family there, and there's a little boy or girl from China. I don't remember if it's a boy or girl, but I remember saying, where did that child just come from? And it probably was down the hall, in the restroom, whatever, came in and showed up, and I'm like, okay, God, I get it. This is something you want us to do. It was like, guess what, Knipes? You're going to be adding somebody to your family, and it's going to be the most exciting ride you've ever had in your life.
We saw them get out of the car, and all the nannies came into the room, and they were all holding the children, and they were calling the names, and then they said Yabe, which her Chinese name means elegant flower, which I love. And so they handed her to us. It was just the sweetest time of holding this baby, and she was wiggling around and so glad to be free. And I think that, they're so happy to just be held and loved, because that's not a normal thing in the orphanage. There's just too many kids, and so they're pretty much lying there all day. And so she was just happy as could be. The last day that we were to leave China, I think that's when God started working on my heart, because I stood looking out the window and I was holding Carly, and I just started crying, thinking of all of the really millions, thousands of kids that we were leaving behind and that were going to still be in that situation. And so I think that's when God first started working on my heart in saying, okay, now what are you going to do about this? You're bringing her home, but what about all my other children? Well, it turns out that God had much bigger plans for us to start an organization called A Mother's Love, a nonprofit to help orphans in China. And so we do that by fundraising here, and then we've aligned ourselves with Christian organizations in China. And so we've done about 100 or more surgeries. And once a child has surgery in an orphanage, they have a much higher percentage of being able to be adopted. We have sent children to school, we have funded playgrounds and libraries at orphanages, and just really trying to improve the lives of the orphans while they are there.
And when I'm older, I'm going to do something about it. I'm gonna either tell the world to adopt, or I'm gonna just adopt a child myself.
All over throughout the Bible, God talks about the orphans. James 1:27, pure and undefiled religion is this, to care for orphans and widows in their distress. So I know God's heart is for the orphan, and so what are we going to do about it?
Anything in this world that's got true value takes work, dedication, sacrifice, and she's proof of that.
Don't stop believing.